Hi everyone, my name's Erin and I had Module 14, which was Chapter 24, about narrative paradigm. As I was looking over the book, it really didn't have much to it about theories, but it did have one thing that I wanted to talk about, which was narrative rationality, and if people's stories were credible and if they were true. And I could think of many things that I have had over the years in mostly high school of stories that I've heard and stories that were told about me that were not necessarily true and that people thought they were credible. So national rationality is basically evaluating the story of what it is worth, and based on the twin standards of narrative coherence and narrative fidelity. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about narrative rationality and just what it means to me and all my stories about what's happened to me. So I can remember in high school that high school is always a rough time for people. I don't know if you had a great high school experience, but I didn't. I had a few friends that I thought were my friends, and over the years they would just spread rumors, tell stories that weren't true, and a lot of people thought they were true, and it hurt my feelings and hurt our friendship. I felt like I couldn't trust them, and I couldn't even tell them what was true, and it made me not want to hang out with those people, because then if I did, other people would think those stories were true. So as I got older, I got a little wiser, and I started to just distance myself from those friendships, which was pretty sad because you don't really want to lose any friendships over something as silly as that. But in the long term, it was best for me and how people viewed me, and I kind of just shut off from everybody. So when I think about it, I've heard stories about other people, and I go back to all the stories that were told about me and things that were said, and I don't think those stories could have been necessarily true for those people. And so I took that in consideration, and if I really had a question about it, I would go and ask them, hey, like, are you okay? Like, did this happen? Is that you can tell me, like, I promise I won't tell anybody, stuff like that. And I would have to keep my word up to it, so I wouldn't go be spreading rumors around or anything. But I just wanted to, like, make sure that that wasn't true, like, that they knew those things were being said, that, like, get the real story and offer my help. So in the long term of things, I took that in consideration as when I got older, going to college and living with people and stuff like that. I still kind of have a guard up of who I tell things to, what is being said about me. I'm very aware of who I hang out with and who I'm surrounding myself with. And so that's the best part of it all, but yep, I don't know what else. So in conclusion, by thinking this way of taking in credibility of the story and going to the real source and asking them if it's true or not, we're able to keep a lot of friendships and make better choices of how we listen to things and how we portray things of other people. It's important not to be going and telling people, like, guess what this person did, or like, guess what I heard, or anything like that. You want to make sure that your story is credible, and so you're not hurting anybody's feelings and you're not losing any friendships over it. Now that I've made some inferences, I will discuss how these can be transferred to other situations. So if you and a friend are talking about someone and they start saying something and you don't necessarily know if it's true, you can also shut down the story and just be like, hey, you know what, that's not really nice. I don't think that person would do anything like that, or I don't think that's true about them, or I don't think that happened, stuff like that, just to show that you're, like, standing up for your friend. And then you can go and tell your friend, like, hey, somebody, you don't have to say the name or anything, just tell them that somebody is saying something and that you want to know if it's true or not, just so you know, like, if you make sure that they know that you're there for them and you're not just there to find out if it's true or not.